All right, guys. So MindsEye is a video game that just recently released, and this video game was made by or headed, should say, by a developer that came from Rockstar North, and it's a video game that a lot of people just can't help but compare to Grand Theft Auto for a multitude of reasons, right? Just semi-similar gameplay in terms of overall presentation, and obviously the person being from Rockstar North just didn't help the situation. Well, I have an insane amount of information that I have to deliver to you in today's video about Mind's Eye. This game is getting destroyed in so many different ways, I can't even keep up at this point. The developers have admitted recently that the game has challenges. And I think that's the PR way of saying the game is screwed. But the game has challenges. And the sad thing is that they announced major changes coming in a new hotfix, but that's not really the saddest thing out of all of this. The game has a roadmap, and you're probably thinking to yourself, well, the game has a roadmap. That means they're going to be, getting you excited for upcoming content that's coming out soon. How do they plan to support the game? Whatever the case may be. No, the roadmap actually is not for content. This is probably one of the first games that I've ever seen where the roadmap is actually to fix the game. They have a roadmap that is going to address bugs and performance issues. I don't even know where to even begin with this video. So before we get into a special shout out to the 89,800 of you that subscribe to the channel right now, consider hitting that subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's get to 90,000 subscribers. Maybe we could pick out 200 people from the 50+% of you that are not subscribed. Just hit that sub button if you enjoy the content. All right, let's get into it. So MindsEye revealed that they have a roadmap to go over and address bugs and performance issues for this particular video game. Build a Rocket Boy apologized for the performance challenges and announced a hotfix that fixes some of the issues and is scheduled to be released by the end of the week. The developers aren't done there, as two more updates are coming before the end of the month. The second MindsEye hotfix is scheduled to go live during the week of June 16, and the third hotfix is expected to arrive by the end of June for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Now, they have a crazy list of issues that is plaguing this game. I have personally played this game. You can go watch my live streams that are available for free right now on Hypnotic Live going over the game. When I tell you this game is buggy, I'm not telling you enough. Sincerely, the game is beyond buggy. I experienced a mission where I was driving through the desert, and out of nowhere, there was vehicles that started driving themselves off the cliff. The AI was so wonky. The AI was so sick of being in the game that they were all literally committing suicide. And I am not kidding. There was NPCs that were killing themselves off the cliff and just exploding in their cars. And I was watching the chaos happen as I was actually trying to do whatever the hell the mission was. And it was not part of the mission for any of that to be happening. At first, I thought it was, but it wasn't. So this game is insanely buggy. It's not even funny, and it's pretty damn terribly presented. And the sad thing is that it has a lot of potential, but I go over that in my live stream so you could go watch it. So they have a roadmap for fixes, and I've never seen this before. Usually a roadmap means that they're going to be putting out content you can be excited about, but no, it's a roadmap to say, hey, we plan to fix this game in the next, few weeks to a month. We plan to fix it. Trust us, bro. Everything will be fine. Well, everything's not fine. If you go over the Steam DB, I mean, these numbers are astronomically terrible. This is the first time I'm looking at these numbers. I have never seen these numbers. I honestly forgot to look at these numbers because I was too busy looking at Stellar Blade. And when I saw these numbers, there are 507 people playing right now. There is 804 people playing from a 24-hour peak, and an all-time peak of 3,300 players 2 days ago. That means the majority of the players over 2 days have decided to give up on the game. How are you at 3,300 2 days ago? The game's not that short, right? So you mean to tell me that most of the people abandoned the game, and now you're only at a 24-hour peak of 804 players because the game is that buggy? The game is that messy. This is bad. This is bad from a studio. This is their first game that they've been working on for years, and it's not like they have unexperienced people. They have a former Rockstar North executive working on this game. How is this even possible is beyond me. This game is cooked, and don't even try to sell me the notion of, oh, the game is doing better on consoles. Don't sell me that. Stop it. Please stop it. So let's go over the story now, because this is pretty bad. This is where it gets interesting. So apparently you guys clicked the title of this video because it's true. It's not false. This is absolutely true. MindsEye is getting the Cyberpunk treatment. This is how bad the game is. If you don't want to believe me about how buggy this game is, let me bring you back to the release of Cyberpunk. When Cyberpunk was released on consoles, the previous generation of consoles, the PS4 especially, was having such drastic issues that Sony actually pulled it from the PlayStation Store and was offering refunds because how bad the game was. Well, apparently, they're doing the same exact thing with this particular video game. MindsEye is getting the Cyberpunk treatment, and PlayStation is issuing refunds for the game. We have literally come full circle and repeated history. MindsEye, okay, let's go down. Thanks to the gamer, we have seen 2 examples of PlayStation issuing refunds for MindsEye. The first example comes from the r/MindsEye subreddit, where a user has posted their conversation with PlayStation support. In their request for a refund, the user mentioned that the game is advertised on the official PlayStation launch trailer with 60 FPS footage as Pro Enhanced, but that's incorrect. PlayStation acknowledged that the problem, stating they are aware of the issues regarding the optimizations for MindsEye and are currently investigating the issue. In the meantime, they had processed a refund request for the customer. If you scroll down, Wolfgang posted a similar exchange on X. Wolfgang's post only includes a response from PlayStation, which stated they are usually not allowed to offer refunds for games purchased from the PlayStation Store, but that they will make an exception for the user. PlayStation understands that the user is facing issues with the game, even after troubleshooting, and is refunding MindsEye as a goodwill gesture for their account. This is only going to get worse. This is going to get to the point where now the game is going to be pulled completely from PlayStation stores. It's only a matter of time, because the game was advertised at 60 FPS, and to my knowledge, regardless of whatever console you're playing on, MindsEye is restricted to 30 FPS. It's locked at 30 FPS to my knowledge. So they advertised 60 and they locked it to 30. That is a big problem, right? You cannot do that. But this is the worst problem of it all. If you want to know how bad MindsEye is actually doing, there was a streamer that, this is bad, okay? There was a streamer in a sponsored stream, by the way, which means that MindsEye wanted this game to be played on their stream so that everybody could see it, and they paid the person for him, right? The Twitch streamer Cole Carnage revealed that he was actually asked, right as he was about to play it, he was asked to not play the game by the actual developers. This is terrible. I'm going to play the video for you. Let me switch over the screen. I'm going to play the video so you can see just how ridiculous this actually is. Let's check it out. Here we go.
Eventually, I think. So for the first time in my streaming career, I changed my title for a sponsored stream. I put in the profile button. I put in the command. That was at 8 o'clock sharp. My sponsored stream was supposed to start at 8. I opened up MindsEye, and as it was loading, my management contacted me and said, the sponsor does not want to do this right now. They would like to reschedule. And I said, oh, that's a first. Like, all right. So the sponsor decided not to do the sponsorship for now. And honestly, again, fully transparent and honest, it sounds like for MindsEye, that was the right decision.
Okay, so this streamer, right? This is insane. I got to process this, because this streamer, I have never seen this happen, where the sponsor decides, you know what? Let's not do the sponsor stream, because that's how bad the game actually is. I'm telling you, it is terrible. So if you don't believe me, why don't you just go believe the sponsor? Because they didn't even want their game showcased. And this is why Me personally, I have never and will never take a sponsor because I want to give my full honest opinion with no restrictions from any company whatsoever. I rather just avoid the sponsors, be fan funded, and at this point I could just, because imagine if I had planned everything and said I want to stream MindsEye so that the people who are looking to see if the game is worth it or not will have the information readily available. Imagine me setting all of that up and then saying, oh, I can't do it because the company told me I can't do it. This is why I refuse to do sponsored streams. There is way too much power that you're giving companies over your content and your stream. But I get it. Not everybody's the same way. I understand people love taking sponsors. It's a lot of easy money. They feel like they have access, blah, 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 whatever. Perfectly fine. At this point, this is the biggest obvious red flag for MindsEye. Forget the fact of all the other red flags that we've seen between the CFO leaving and the legal team leaving. Besides all of that, all those red flags that people in the comments were telling me to ignore. By the way, I had so many comments on my MindsEye video, my red flag video, where I tried to warn people that pre-order the game. And I was like, hey, maybe don't pre-order the game. Maybe wait a little bit because there's so many red flags on the field right now. I had so many comments. I had more comments on my videos over the last few weeks than the concurrent players on Steam right now. So that tells me that there are people out there that were shilling for the game simply because of whatever small modicum of a connection to Grand Theft Auto that it had, which is, by the way, not much, okay? Just because it was a former Rockstar North executive doesn't mean a damn thing. But again, people did every kind of shilling they possibly could for this game, even though there was red flags everywhere for this game. So now at this point, I'm going to have to say that I told you so. I mean, that's really it at this point. I really think that this game, you should probably wait, and I'm going to keep saying it. Wait. I'm not saying it's not a fun game, okay? There are moments where the game can be fun, but the simple truth is that it is asking you $60 or whatever the hell the number is. It is asking you $60 for an experience of 15 to 20 hours that is going to be riddled with bugs, which is why my thumbnail for this live stream looks exactly the way that it does. It is undercooked. It is undercooked to the max. And this game, it really is not worth the full price it's asking. So hopefully at this point, Build a Rocket Boy, the studio that's behind this game, I don't know how they're going to afford to be able to fix this game. Because here's the difference. And I said this on my live stream on Hypnotic Live. When it comes to Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red was able to fix the game over time for over a year for free because they had the money to do it. Right? They had the money to do it from the game itself because Cyberpunk did sell well. And they had the money from the previous series that they did, like The Witcher. They had all the money in the world to be able to support Cyberpunk and fix the game for over a year to get it to where it's at now and give you free stuff while they were doing it. They had the ability to do that. I don't think this studio has that ability. This is a brand new studio that has never released any other video game, that doesn't really have a major backer behind them. They're a pretty small studio. And on top of that, you guys saw the numbers. They had 3,000 concurrent players on Steam, which means the game probably sold like 50 to 60,000 copies on Steam at most. Where are they going to get the money to be able to support this game for as long as they need to fix the game and get it running right? They just don't have it. I don't see how it's possible. So at the end of the day, MindsEye is unfortunately cooked, it seems. It's a game that, again, it has potential. But at this point, considering that the developers have openly admitted that this game is definitely messed up, buggy, and everything under the sun, and they're canceling sponsored streams, that's the biggest red flag. I think that combination on top of everything else could get you people to really understand that this is not a game that you should probably be playing right now. Just to be fair, I think that it's way too buggy for the money that it's asking, unless you are somebody who sees the vision for the game and perhaps you want to stick it through and send money towards the developer to try to get them to fix the game and help them. I don't really know. But at this point, I can't give it my recommendation, no matter how much fun I had with the terrible AI that was killing itself over clips. You know, as funny as that was. So you guys can let me know in the comments down below what you think about this ultimately. Do you think MindsEye is going to be able to fix itself? Have you played it? Do you see the vision for it? And if not, do you think it's going to be something that even after a year is going to be worthwhile? Or do you might as well just ship it out and throw it into the fire, because at this point, the game is cooked. You can let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Special shout out to all the Bigot Army members as well. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, consider hitting that sub. I would greatly appreciate it. Help me get to 90K, and I'll see you guys on the next one.